Fly me to the moon, let me play along the stars. Let me see, I can remember in Jupiter and Mars. Well, good evening my dear YouTuber subscribers, I hope you're all okay. I'm sitting here on my terrace, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm looking at the moon from Los Cristianos in Tenerife, Canary Islands, which belongs to Spain and is off the northwest coast of the African continent. Anyway, it's as you can see, a beautiful moon. It actually is beautiful, and it is amazing to think that the human being has already been there in 20th of June 1969. So it's amazing to think that we've landed there, even though there is some people that say it's a conspiracy and that we never landed there. That's a load of bollocks. It's already been more than proven, and we have been there on the moon. So what I would like to talk about is my UFO theory, without getting too deep into it, but just to any skeptic people that don't believe in UFOs and don't believe in all these kind of things. Well, first thing I'd like to tell you is it's not a fact whether you believe in UFOs or not. UFOs are a fact. You know, whether there's green aliens or more like humanoid looking people in these UFOs or not is another story and another conversation, but the fact that UFOs do exist is obvious, because UFO stands for unidentified flying object. So if you've got a helicopter that is at a right distance where you can't identify it's a helicopter and you can't hear it, well then obviously it will be a UFO until it comes into sight and you can identify it. Anyway, just a quick reasoning I wanted to do for those skeptics that think that there's nothing out there and that we're the only ones in the universe and the planet Earth is the only one that has intelligent life on it. Well, let me just remind you that mankind, the Wright brothers, they invented the aeroplane in America in 1902 or something like that, beginning of 1900s. I'm not really sure when. So, and they could fly at approximately, apparently, 40 or 50 kilometers per hour or something like that. That's the flight top speed they could manage. Aeroplanes were like paper or wooden aeroplane that would fly maybe 50 meters high or 100 meters high in the sky. Well, anyway, technology's improving a lot, obviously. So in the next 100 years we have turned aeroplanes from flying at 50 kilometers per hour up to flying at over 50,000 kilometers per hour, be like a rocket shaped, and having the power to fly directly out of the Earth's atmosphere into space and fly all the way to the moon, which we're looking at right now. See if we can get a closer look of it. Fly all the way to the moon and land on the moon, you know, so that is obviously pretty amazing. Well, anyway, once you know, that's obviously, you know, something that would have been unbelievable to think of before, or well, even when they invented the aeroplane at the beginning of 1900s. I mean, they would try and fly over an ocean, let alone think they could reach the moon. Well, anyway, they've done that 40 years ago already. It's 2012 now, so you can imagine what the technology has advanced, and you know, and is advancing every day. And then, as many people know, obviously all these technologies are top secret in United States and Russia and wherever all of these advances go on. So as they're secrets, well, the technology has advanced much more than we can even think of. I mean, there's anti-gravity flight modes like UFOs do. Well, apparently in, I don't know, Area 51 and places like that, well, they have these kind of aircrafts, and sorry. And if you think about it, I mean, the most aerodynamic shape to fly would be like a frisbee, like all these UFOs that have been being sighted. So what I want to get to is that if you've studied a little bit of history and you've just, you know, looked into details of civilizations, previous civilizations to ours, like very old ones, well, you will realize that they mostly talk about, you know, their gods, etc., coming from the sky, and the drawings they've made of them, they've all, you know, they've got a lot alike with alien-shaped craniums with bigger eyes than us, etc. And you've got paintings in caves of the Stone Age time, like 30,000 years ago, where you can clearly identify, for example, on these pictures, well, a man chasing a buffalo with a stick in his hand, or with some kind of spear. Sorry for so much movement, but it's not easy to maintain this moon in sight because it just keeps rotating, obviously. So anyway, as I was saying, on these pictures, on these drawings, sorry, these real antique drawings, well, you can identify, you know, things, and suddenly in a cave where cavemen used to sleep, they have drawn like spacecraft, like UFO flying saucer shaped spacecraft, people that didn't even practically know how to speak, you know. So that's a little bit odd. Okay, fair enough. Then in the last few years, people can, you know, want to be stupid and grab attention and say they've seen a UFO, or film something stupid, you know, like grabbing a cap off a Coke bottle or something like that and hanging it on a nylon outside your window with a stick and recording it and trying to be funny. Fair enough, there's a lot of that, but there is also a lot of filmings of things that have been filmed that are extremely rare. Nobody knows what it is, you know. And obviously there's another story going on about that there could be fake UFOs as well, because of a blue beam project that the New World Order has been doing. You can look it up if you like, just put blue beam project and you'll see what it's about. But anyway, apart from the blue beam project that's probably been going for the last 15 or 20 years, getting ready to, how do you call it, to get people, well, it's a long story. I can't get into that now really, because that'd be a really long time explaining to you guys about, well, Blue Beam Project, what it is, and the intentions that the New World Order, New World Government has got for us. But anyway, cutting a long story short, you can see the moon moving there. I've got it so zoomed in, you can see it's slightly moving because it's obviously rotating, so it will be out of frame in a second. Well, anyway, looking back at what I've been saying, in the last 100 years they have been advanced the technology from flying from 50 kilometers per hour up to 50,000 kilometers per hour, being able to fly out of the atmosphere, reach the moon and land, obviously now 40 years later, and after scientists realizing that there is not 12 or 13 planets like I was taught in school, but they're daily discovering new planets, and they've realized how incredibly big it is, the universe is, etc. So there is much more chance of there being life out there than there not being life out there at all. And the reason is because there is millions and millions and millions and millions of planets that we never even knew were there. And now we're looking at the moon very closely, and it is beautiful. So, you know, don't be a skeptic, and I mean, it's old-fashioned to believe that UFOs are bullshit or that extraterrestrial life is bullshit. I mean, there is there is evidence of extraterrestrial life having been on Earth all over the world. Let it be Pumapumku in Bolivia, or you know, the kind of airport or place of landing that there is in the NASCAR, where the NASCAR lines are, you know, where there's a mountain and just a top of a mountain has been cut straight completely, you know, in millimetrical measurements, and has been perfectly cut, you know, thousands of years before aeroplanes even existed, at least on this planet. You know, so it's ridiculous to think that there's no one else out there but us. So anyway, that's my personal theory, and the fact of knowing that in 100 years we have advanced so much. Well, that at least makes me think that most probably, if we advance at the same rate as we've done in the last 100 years, which we won't, we're advancing even quicker. Well, obviously in 100 years time we'll be able to reach a planet which is much further away, which we don't even know exists, because we don't have the telescopic power to actually get that far and be able to see the planet. So if we can't see something, we don't know it's there, we can't say it doesn't exist, can we? Anyway, I hope you have a nice night and a nice life. Alright, take care and see you soon. And right, subscribe to my channel please if you want future videos, and there's a lot of different things: animals, racing, driving, fighting, sporty fighting of course. So anyway, check it out and subscribe please. Alright, bye bye.